Time for another edition of Shelton City Council Looking Ahead with City Manager Mark Ziegler. And Mark, Tuesday night is a study session. 3 items on the agenda, but the most important one is safe routes to schools. Let's start right there.
Absolutely, yeah. A really important project. We're happy to get the grant funding to complete these projects. They're nearly 100% grant funded from Washington State, and there's kind of 2 locations, I guess, or 2 schools we're addressing. 2 schools we're addressing, but 3 locations. So the first one is up on Shelton Springs Road, and it's the crossing between Huff Pup Trail and high school campus. Over the years, there's actually a crosswalk there, but it doesn't really match up with how pedestrians are using the crosswalk there. So after some study, of course, we can move that crosswalk to the location that most people are using it now, identify that, have a safe refuge area in the middle of the street. There's a turn lane there. There's 2 lanes of traffic. Right. Tends to be a long crossing. I've also put up one of those rapid flasher crossing lights where people can push the button, you have blinking yellow lights, give a warning to the traffic coming both ways, and we can cross safely there. So we have a lot of activity up there, a lot of folks that use both facilities. The classes from high school utilize the Pup Trail as well, so we think it's going to be a benefit project for schools in the city.
And the other school, as you said, Evergreen?
Evergreen, yeah, down at Evergreen. So these are 2 locations. So the intersection of 7th and Franklin, right there off the corner of Safeway. This will include bulb outs into the sidewalks and the handicap ramps. So that gets people out closer to traffic in a safe manner. So it shortens the distance between one curb and the other curb. So that'll be all 4 corners. And then enhanced crosswalks, and then back 2 blocks down at 9th and Franklin, right across the entrance from Evergreen Elementary School, and actually Choice School just behind them. It's more bulb outs on the sidewalk that extends it out into the right of way a little further, and then enhanced crosswalk as well, so provide safety for those pedestrians heading to school.
So the other thing you want to talk about is well number 1 and a pressurization project. Can you explain what that is?
Yeah, absolutely. So essentially from well 1, which is up off Shelton Springs Road and the North 13th intersection to the high school tank, which is just above the library. That's an old 60s era gravity steel line pipe, if you will, 20 inches or 24 inches. And obviously it's aging out like most things from the 60s and needs to be updated. But we can do a couple things with that. We're slip lining. So we're putting a 12-inch line within that 20 and 24-inch line, not digging up the entire length of that distance between the well and the tank to add that 12-inch line. And then that's pressurized. So not only does that add pressure to the system rather than gravity, but also add some security and certainty as we have a pressurized line. And new technology, it prevents anything from intrusion into that existing line that is gravity. So we could be getting groundwater where some small cracks or the seams are old and maybe degrading and things like that. So we can avoid that. We have $1.8 million of grant funds to complete that project. About a $2.6 million project to complete, and that's out to bid right now. And we should see contractors on site early first quarter of 2024. Excited about that project.
Just a couple of the items before the City Council in their study session Tuesday night in the courtroom at the Civic Center, 6 o'clock. You can attend in person, watch on Zoom, or check it out on the city's YouTube channel. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.